Ultimately, though, the most powerful check we have on Trump's authoritarianism is not the Congress, it is not the courts, it is the American people. It is all of us, each of us. Fear is Donald Trump's weapon of choice. Divide and conquer is his one repugnant strategy. Law firm against law firm, media outlet against media outlet, neighbor against neighbor. He counts on us being too scattered to oppose him, too scared of a truth social media post or an executive order, or the very real threat of physical harm for anyone to push back. So there's something incredibly powerful when someone looks King Donald in the eye and says simply and with their whole being, piss off.
Thank you very much. And thank you for your courage to be here, because in the society that we live in today, it takes a lot of courage to say that you're supporting President Trump. And, you know, it's really quite interesting how people have tried to manipulate people and how to intimidate people and change their minds. This has been going on since we've been in America.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Capital Insights. Today, I'm bringing you something powerful and inspiring. Dr. Ben Carson, the world-renowned neurosurgeon and former HUD secretary, takes the stage to defend President Donald Trump and completely shatter Adam Schiff's false narrative about racism. Trust me, you'll want to hear every word of this. Before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss moments like this.
Thank you very much. And thank you for your courage to be here, because in the society that we live in today, it takes a lot of courage to say that you're supporting President Trump. And, you know, it's really quite interesting how people have tried to manipulate people and how to intimidate people and change their minds. This has been going on since we've been in America. You know, you go back to the days of slavery, you know, and a lot of the states, there were more slaves than there were owners. So what did they do? They had to divide the slaves. So they told the ones in the house, you're better than the ones in the yard. And the ones in the yard, you're better than the ones in the field. And then after slavery was over, the light-skinned ones, you're better than the dark-skinned ones. And on it went, trying to divide people. Today, they say, if you are a conservative, then you are somehow an Uncle Tom, you're a horrible person, you're a demon. What a bunch of crap, you know, but, you know, it's been going on for hundreds of years. And it's really time to put a stop to it. So I am very happy to see that you have the courage to come out. You know, it doesn't bother me anymore because, you know, I only worry about what God thinks. I don't worry about what these other people think. But, you know, sometimes people ask me, what happened to you? You changed. I haven't changed. I changed about 35 years ago because, you see, I grew up in Detroit, a bastion of liberalism. They call it progressivism now. They keep changing the name. But anyway, then from there to Boston, a bastion of liberalism. Back to Detroit, and then to New Haven, Connecticut, a bastion of liberalism, and then to Ann Arbor, Michigan, a bastion of liberalism, and then to Baltimore, Maryland, a bastion of liberalism. So I had no chance. I was a liberal. I was way out there. And then I did something that liberals are never supposed to do. I listened to a conservative. I listened to Ronald Reagan. And I said, you know, he doesn't sound like a horrible racist person. He sounds just like my mother. And at that point, I started thinking for myself. And that made a big difference. It made a big difference in my medical career, too. I didn't do what everybody else did. I always started thinking out of the box. How do you solve this problem? And that's the reason that God gave us these complex brains. Your brain has billions and billions of neurons, hundreds of billions of interconnections. It remembers everything you've ever seen, everything you've ever heard. It can process more than 2 million bits of information in 1 second. Would God give you something like that just so that you can be a sheep and follow what somebody else tells you to do? Or to think for yourself? And you know, don't you find it fascinating that so many people say the president's a racist? He's a horrible racist and everything he does. Well, you know, It seems to me like some years ago, Jesse Jackson actually gave the president an award in New York City because he opened so many opportunities for black people. Is that what a racist does? And then when he moved to Palm Beach, he was right on the forefront to fighting the clubs who were not admitting Jews and blacks. Does that sound like what a racist would do? He is the one who finally got the Second Chance Act done. Does that sound like what a racist would do? When he took office, he brought the office of HBCUs to the White House so it could get appropriate attention, more money than ever. Opportunity zones so that people could take this money and direct it to the places where people did not have opportunities before. An economy where you have the lowest unemployment rates for black people in history, and it goes on and on and on. Let me tell you something. If he's a racist, he's an awfully bad one. He needs to go get a lesson from the real racists. The people who look at somebody like you and me and they say, because your skin is a certain color, you have to think a certain way. And if you don't, there's something wrong with you. And they start calling you names. Those are the real racists. But you know, the president believes that a rising tide lifts all boats. He doesn't believe in identity politics, and that's why he's doing things that work for everybody. And we should be happy about that. And the media, they like to pick on him, any little thing. You know, he's not perfect. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. The only one who ever was perfect was Jesus, and they crucified him.
As Dr. Ben Carson steps up to the podium, the atmosphere shifts. Calm, confident, and deeply composed, he looks straight into the crowd and begins dismantling the lies head-on. He says it plainly. The idea that President Trump is racist is not only false, it's destructive to the very unity we need as a nation. Carson reminds everyone that he's known Trump personally and seen firsthand how he treats people from all walks of life. His message is simple: judge the man by his actions, not by the media's agenda. Dr. Carson doesn't stop there. He dives into real numbers, record-breaking results under Trump's administration. He talks about historic low unemployment rates among Black and Hispanic Americans, a booming economy, and the rise of small businesses across minority communities. He points to opportunity zones, an initiative that brought jobs, investments, and hope to struggling neighborhoods. His voice carries conviction. That's not racism, that's progress. And the crowd, they erupt in applause. Then, Carson turns his attention to politicians like Adam Schiff and others who, in his words, use race as a political weapon. He accuses them of fueling division and fear just to gain votes instead of offering real solutions. He reminds Americans that unity, not outrage, is the key to a stronger nation. With firm passion, he declares, "We are not enemies because of our color. We are one people under God." If you're feeling that message, don't forget to like this video. It really helps spread the truth. Dr. Carson then shares what he believes truly drives progress: faith, hard work, and character. He describes President Trump as a man of action who delivers results, highlighting his policies on criminal justice reform and economic empowerment. Carson's tone is firm, but full of hope. We must stop tearing each other down and start building each other up. Every line feels like a challenge to every American listening, to rise above the noise and choose truth over division. As the speech draws to a close, Carson leaves the audience with one powerful message. The time has come to reject lies, to reject fear, and to celebrate what we've accomplished together. The crowd stands cheering as his words echo, faith, courage, unity. That's how America wins. If you believe in truth and strength over division, hit that subscribe button, share this video with your friends, and let's keep spreading messages that uplift this nation. Until next time, stay informed, stay inspired, and stay united.